Welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Fatman. So it's time for Christmas movies, I guess. So Fatman is a movie I found on DirecTV starring Mel Gibson. Never heard of it. But he's playing Santa Claus, whose business is declining for whatever reason. But a 12-year-old boy gets a lump of coal for Christmas and decides to hire a hitman to go after Santa Claus. So you read that, and it's like, okay, it's a cute Christmas type movie with kids and Santa and whatnot. But then you pull it up, it's a 6 on IMDb. 2,600 people have rated it so far. Here's the kicker: it's R-rated. So I'm pretty surprised by that. But I mean, I guess it's like Bad Santa. That was R-rated too. So we'll see. I'll get into it here a little bit. I think it's an hour and 35 minutes long. Find out what it's really about and give you a better idea if it's worth purchasing. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, sorry, time for a quick check-in. We're watching Fatman. We're at the 50-minute, 37-second mark, so pretty well over halfway through. But it is kind of what they said it was. Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus, and it's interesting. I really like their take on it. So, you know, like Santa Claus is there, but he's really there to stimulate the economy, essentially. So he delivers presents to all the kids. There's a list, you know, that he's checking twice, and there's the sleigh, and he goes out on Christmas Eve and he delivers all the packages to who's good and who's bad. And, you know, like, maybe not all the presents, but everybody gets a present. But the thought is that he creates the holiday cheer and the whole economy around people going out and buying presents for everybody else, you know, and it's what he does. So he has a contract that he has to fulfill, and he gets paid for whatever toys he delivers. But if he gives out coal, he doesn't get paid on that. He only gets paid when they make and deliver toys. And all the elves are there to make these toys for him. But because of the amount of bad kids, which is increasing, they didn't deliver that many toys the previous year, so his check got cut in half. And they have to try and find another way to make up that money, and they're kind of doing something with the government and helping them make something, which makes sense because they can, you know, have all the elves do that. You know, so I find it interesting. I mean, not so much that they're working for the government, but the whole fact that, like, yeah, no, it's Santa Claus, he exists. It's more about, you know, increasing and stimulating the economy instead of whatever else it was. And he's also dealing with, you know, like I said, the number of kids that have been bad is on the rise, and they're having, like, you know, it's on the radio about how these kids are just getting worse and worse and worse, and he feels that what he's doing is not impacting because nobody's trying to be good so they get better presents anymore, or less people are. So he's a little down on that, but he has Mrs. Claus as well in this, and you know, one of the kids who's really bad, he gave coal, and that's where the kid, very rich kid, who has a hitman on speed dial, and they have a, you know, a little bit development behind that and why, you know, how we know that. But he calls up, I guess it's William Goggins, I think is his name. I'll double check that. But he's the hitman, so he says, you know, you go kill Santa Claus because he gave him coal. And there's a little bit of a backstory with him, the hitman, who has an issue with Santa Claus. So he seems to be out collecting a lot of different Santa Claus made toys. It's made, you know, made by Santa Claus kind of stuff. He's collecting them. Don't know too much about it, but it also seems like Santa Claus had done him wrong at some point. So he has a little bit of a personal vendetta. So it's like kind of the match made in heaven with the thing. So it's good. I like it. I think it's like it puts, you know, instead of, you know, it puts a really believable spin, I think, on it. And, you know, and watching Mel Gibson play Santa Claus and more of a, you know, not the cheery type. He's a little worn and beaten and feeling, you know, underappreciated kind of stuff. So, but that's where it is. And, you know, so now the hitman's going on his way to North Pole to find him. So we'll see what happens there. So far so good. I think it's pretty ingenious, and like I said, I like the way it's made. So I'll get back to it, find out what happens here at the end. I won't spoil it for you, but I'll let you know if it's worth watching. Right now I think it is, but alright, I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of the Fatman, right? Or is it no, just Fatman. I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. I really had my expectations low on this one, but I liked what they did. You know, I didn't know where they were going to take it, so you understood the whole plot line, and you know, like what's the whole point of it? Where are we going with this kind of thing? Was what I was thinking, but they did a nice job. You know, and I don't want to go into too much detail because if you're going to watch this, you're going to figure that out on its own. So, I mean, it's not your standard, obvious Christmas movie. It's definitely creative, different than anything else I've ever seen. You know, like Bad Santa, I referenced that before because that was kind of a Christmas movie, but that was more of a comedy. Whereas this is more of an action one, you know. That's no Die Hard, but I thought it was pretty good. I liked what they did. There are, you know, some pieces that keep it lower. The, you know, the assassin, you know, or the hitman, whatever. You know, he's able to take on like the U.S. Army. I don't know if they're Army, but the military, right? I don't know. That's a little bit of a stretch there. So, you know, and the whole military side of things, I don't know if it was needed. I understand it because they weren't getting enough of their surplus because there's not enough good kids and he needs to make the money up somewhere else. I don't know. That whole piece was, but you know, it leads to a good, you know, the hitman coming in against the United States military kind of thing. So I guess that's how it led it there. But that's it. You know, I mean, other than that, that was. There's some attempts at some small comedy there, which I thought was pretty good. Nothing over the top. It's really more about action and you know, the world going down the tubes because nobody's trying to be good. I liked Mel Gibson. I thought he played a pretty good Santa in this type of Santa. And there you go. That's what I got. I don't want to go into it any further. I think it's fun for you to enjoy. So if you like some action type movies with hitman and fighting and guns and stuff like that, you might enjoy this one. And it's got a neat little spin on Christmas for you. That's what I got. If you check it out and you agree, whatever you thought, love to hear your comments. Drop them down below. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That'd be fantastic. And you know, if you want to hit the like button, you can. More importantly, tell all your friends to subscribe. And hopefully this was helpful. And if it was, continue to tune in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.